right, guys, happy Monday, 7/21. It is a big week for me. It's a big week for our family. And so I wanted to say thank you. Some of you reached out to my mom, and she was just, her heart is super, super filled with warmth for all of your guys' kind words. The week of her surgery, she goes into surgery on Friday. So once again, keep her in your good thoughts, your good prayers, your good juju, all the stuff that you do in the universe, whatever it is. Just keep my mom in your thoughts. She's scared, but she's not too scared. She knows that I'm going to be there with her, and we're going through a lot of stuff as a family. But yeah, I'm going to be down there. The surgery is on Friday, so after the cookout, I got a flight that leaves to San Diego, and then I'll be there for my mom. And so, fingers crossed, everything goes well. But coming to you live, coming to you well, coming to you after a weekend of doing hard shit. And I'm going to ask you guys about that in a second as we go to the board, and I ask you about doing something hard. So it is Saturday, and in the peak of the heat on Saturday where I live, it was about 94 degrees. And so I tell my wife that I'm going to go on a bike ride. How many of you live in the Central Valley? Please raise your hand if you're in the Central Valley or in Brentwood, Antioch, because it gets hot out there as well. And so you guys know when it's that hot, you probably just want to go in the swimming pool, just put your air conditioner on, not do much, as long as you're by water. Well, I was not by water. I was by my bike. And I told my wife, I'm going to go for a bike ride. She's like, cool, I'll go with you. I said, well, I'm going to do about 20 miles. And she looked at me. She looked at me with the craziest face. She said, why do you have to take the fun out of it? I said, I'm not going for fun. I'm going because I want to do 20 miles in the heat. She's like, you're going by yourself. I went by myself, and I purposely did something super, super hard. And at about 6 miles in, no, about 5 miles in, I stopped by Vanessa's house, and Alex comes out, her husband. He's like, no, I can't go with you. Last time we went 16 miles, he kicked my ass, but I got to stay home with the baby. So I kept riding. And then I went to Ricardo's, Samandy's ex's house. I went to his house. He wasn't there. So I just kept riding, kept riding. I got home. It was 21 miles I did in the scorching ass heat. And I did it with a glorified BMX bike, one of those big rippers, just cruising. But I did it because it was hard and it was hot. And that's going to be a question I ask you guys in a second. What's the one hard thing that you're committed to doing this week? Now, listen, mine was a little extreme because why? Because I'm very extreme. But I want to ask you guys, what's the one hard thing that you're going to commit to doing this week? And so before we get there, before we get to any of the sentiment of the week, I'm going to go to Ashley. Ashley, you are going to bring us out on the field on this amazing, beautiful, glorious Monday morning. But before we do so, need I remind everybody that these calls are recorded? Clayton, Kia, Fritz, On2, Alex, Soul. You guys know who you are. Maya, good to see you, by the way. Get yourself here, get your cameras on, be present, be in this moment. Let's go, Ashley. What do you got for us? Bring us out on the field.
Good morning. So today was a super emotional day for me. My baby, it was her first day of kindergarten, and she is my littlest one I have. So it was the last first day of kindergarten that we're going to have in this family, and it definitely pulled at my heartstrings. And it just made me really aware of, like, my oldest is 13, right? Like, how many summers, how many first days we've got, and how much of this is really reflecting to exactly what you were saying. How many hard things we choose to do is going to affect their first days. We were sitting out, and we were at Orwood having breakfast, looking at the water, looking at all these people with these boats and making summer memories. And it's like, oh, we want to make summer memories, we want this boats. We start looking them up. They're like $40,000 boats. We can do that. It just is going to be a direct reflection of the effort that we put in and how many times we choose to do those hard things. So definitely all in the fields this morning, and on the call to help push me through those hard things and pick the new ones.
Well, Ashley, look at the little face on Michael Swanson's frame there. Hi, baby. Good morning. You guys,
Good morning.
Good morning, sunshine. How cute. Look at her little hair. How cute. You guys remember that? And if you're not a parent, let's stay with me for a second. I remember dropping Silas off. And like he goes to the little, playground area, and I could see it. I'm by the fence and I'm just waiting. Hi, Papa. And I'm just like standing there, like, and I did that for so many days. And now it's to the point where I can just drop him off. He can get out of the car. Bye, Dad. It's like, oh my God, I remember just helicoptering right outside of the gate and watching and watching and watching. So, man, my heart goes out to you. And recently we had this conversation. My wife didn't even realize it. I said, do you realize that this is the last year that Silas and Michaela will be at the same school together? She's like, oh my God, yeah, they won't walk themselves to school anymore. It's the last year. So really, really glad that you brought this up. Silas is going into second grade in a couple weeks, and so it's really, really crazy. All right, guys, let's start this off. I want this all about you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being present. Thanks for being in this moment. I need three people to get in the queue. Share with me a personal win and a professional win. And we're going to go a little bit further in the conversation this week. I want to know, what is the one thing that you're committed to accomplishing this week? Could be physical, could be spiritual, could be business, production, whatever it is. But I need three people to get involved in the conversation. Personal win, professional win, the one hard thing that you're committed to doing this week. So I got two. And listen, Tanisha's brand new, you guys. There's some old school veterans on this call, and she is brand new to these calls, and she threw her hand up. There we go, Cece. And why don't you put a little stank on it and get a couple more people in the queue? So I'm going to go Michael Swanson, Tanisha, and Cece. Let's roll.
So, my personal win kind of ties into what I'm committed to for the week. So, this morning, I did not want to go to the gym at all. Like, I just didn't want to go. And like a year ago, I would have gave myself every excuse in the book for not to go. But this morning I got my ass up and I went. And so for me, that was a huge win because like I said in the past, I would have gave myself every excuse why I shouldn't have went to the gym. Oh, I'll go tomorrow, I'll go later on. I wouldn't have ended up going at all. And so my personal goal for the week is to go to the gym for 4 days. I've been going to the gym 3 days a week and I'm really want to push it to 4 days a week this week. And so going today and pushing myself to go really was a good start for me. Absolutely.
Absolutely love it. Give him a flex. Give him a flex, big dog. There it is. There it is. All right, my man. So tell me about one personal, or excuse me, one professional win from this last week. Let's roll.
Well, I got my ebook done that I plan on giving out. It's actually, I don't want to give too much about it out, but it's an ebook to kind of help other realtors build their social medias and get leads from their social media. So I got that done this weekend, and I plan on putting it out in the next couple weeks. It's gonna be for free download too. Just giving you guys a heads up.
Bro, you know what? Without telling too many of the details, man, I'm just so proud of you. I've seen, we've been rocking together. What has it been, 4 years?
4 years, yep, 21.
4 years, man, and just to watch your growth and watch your growth as a content creator, as a father, as just a person, and walking in your purpose, bro. It's been really, really cool to see, man. So congratulations. And listen, if you need any support in the gym this week, you need anybody to kick you in the ass when you don't want to go, make sure you text me, make sure you call me. I'll be
I
your
will.
account me for the week, man. Appreciate you sharing. Let's go, Tanisha. Tanisha, I got to meet you in person last week. It was an honor. It's a delight to have you on the team. What do you got for us? Professional win, personal win, and the hard thing that you're committed to accomplishing this week. Let's roll.
Professional win. Professional win is I'm being a little bit more creative with negotiations with my clients. I have a challenging client in Santa Cruz, a buyer, and I am learning to kind of not show my cards too soon. So I am proud of myself. Usually I'm always available for my clients, and I learn to kind of pause so they consider their emotions a little bit more, and it's working. So that's a
Mm.
professional win for me. Because I'm hungry for the business, so I answer every time, and now they're like, "Oh, are you available?" Now they're calling me more. So
Mm.
I'm the negotiations is helping a little bit more. Personal win, and also a professional win is raising my hand in this meeting right now.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
So I'm
go.
pushing a little bit out of my comfort zone so far because I'm an extrovert for sure, but I'm new to the team, so I start off a little quiet.
Okay.
So personal win, just gonna put it out there. I'm going through a nasty, nasty divorce, but I also have a beautiful boyfriend, and so I'm navigating that a little bit better when it comes to commingling the families. I understand when Ashley talks about the kids. I have a 25-year-old and I have an 8-year-old. So I know the big changes that we go through personally, but I have learned I have to put myself first so I can be there for my kids. And I can share all of that with you guys. Yeah. And what was the last one?
You know, a shout out to the beautiful boyfriend and everything. And I love the delta of ages because I have a 20-year-old and I have a 7-year-old. So love that. What's the one hard thing? One hard thing that you're committed to accomplishing this week? Let's roll.
Very hard for me. Admin work. I hate admin work.
Okay. All right.
Admin,
Raise your hand if you hate admin work. You see, not all of you have a Judith. I have a Judith, you know, but Judith makes my life easier because she helps me with the things that, you know, I struggle with, but I struggled for a long time before I had a Judith. And so, you know, find the time in your calendar. That's why the 30-day checklist for you, it's broken down. Coaching, training, which are two different, right? Administrational time, and then lead gen time. That's why it's part of that, you know, 30-day checklist to give you that structure. So Tanisha, I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you for saying, you know, it's hard to speak on these calls. I'm new. I know I'm an extrovert, but this is a new group to me. So listen, I can look around the room, the Garys, the Ashleys, the Stephanies, the Brandys. I mean, I can just go on with people that I've just seen speak on these calls and continue to grow and continue to speak fire, because at the end of the day, you have something that will inspire somebody else on this call. I promise you.
Thank you.
Great to see you. $1 million smile. All right. Keep shining. Keep showing up with that big smile. I promise you all things will work out. Let's go, Cece. What do you got for us?
Good morning. Okay, so like you guys, I don't know if everybody knows, but I have a 28-year-old and I have a 12-year-old. So I get it too. Okay, professional win. I've been following up with leads more, like more aggressive calling, emailing, texting, which is a little bit scary for me. I wish I was 28. So I'm trying to do that more and just put myself out there more with clients and not be shy. And then also I've been getting to the gym, but not as early as I want to. So like Michael, he said he's going to do 4, but my goal is 5 this week, and I want to wake up at 5 a.m. So 5 and 5 is my goal for this week, and I did it this
And so
morning.
that's the hard thing that you're willing to commit to this week.
Yes, that is the hard thing. I did
I
it
love
last
it.
week, but not at the time I wanted to. So I'm really trying to push myself because I really see that, the mind and the body it's all working together, and it feels good. So
I love this. I love this. And yeah, I will echo what Michael Swanson has put into the chat. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I don't think that Cece looks old enough to say she has a 28-year-old. So keep doing what you do with your skincare routine. Keep taking care of yourself. All right.
thank you.
So here's the thing, you guys, like, we talk about exercise all the time. And I think that we have built this culture of saying, you know what, we have to put our temple first. We have to stay healthy. We have to eat healthy. Yesterday, I got into town, and before I got here, I got a guest pass to a local gym, which is 1.5 miles down the road. So I took an Uber over there, got my guest pass, and they said, "Oh, is the person here?" I said, "No." They said, "They have to be here." And I said, "Oh, well, they're not here." They're just like, "It's okay. You could pay for a day pass." Want to know what they were going to charge me for one day pass? $50 for a day pass. I was like, "Okay, is it good for 24 hours?" They said, "Yeah, but it has to be in the same day." I was like, "Okay, so it's 5 o'clock today. I can't come back at 5 o'clock in the morning." They said no. So I walked the 1.5 mile back here, and I used the gym here at the hotel, and it made sense for me. But I'm like, $50 to go work out at the gym. No, anyways, I was able to work out and get my stuff done. But Cece, I'm happy for you. Anybody else have a win, professional win, anything else that they want to share? Going once, going twice. All right, cool. Oh, there's some late hands. All right, cool. I almost moved on. And Gary, man, where's Jacob? Where's your boy? Is he here? I thought I saw Jacob here. Jacob, you're gonna grab the mic in a moment, bro. I want you to share. Stephanie, what do you got for us?
So I have a professional win. I have a client who has an I-10, and financing is a little trickier when you have an I-10. It's a little different, right? So he had met with another lender, another realtor, and they weren't able to get him approved. So I did a lot of research, and I was able to find a loan for him. So That was awesome. He was hesitant to meet me in person because it just happened to be the same office where he had met another loan agent, and he thought maybe we were connected, which we're not. Lots of us use the same office, right? So that was huge because he was reluctant to come in. He finally gave me his stuff. I found a way to make it work, and now this family has a chance at buying a home, right? When they were previously turned away and told they couldn't. So for me, that's a huge win because, I care very deeply about my community. And like I said, I'm always going to dig deep, and I'm going to go through everything I need to try to find a way, because I know that everything is figure outable, right? You just got to dig and keep digging. And I'm not one, like, when I set my mind to something, like, I will not stop. I'll find a way, right? If I see it's possible, because not everything's possible. But that was a huge win for me. And then personally, this weekend, it's more so for my best friend, but we celebrated my best friend's 10-year cancerversary. So when we were in our 20s, my best friend was diagnosed with breast cancer. That was fucking crazy, right? We're in our 20s. We both have little kids. Both of us have two kids the same age, our boys and our girls. At the time, they were very little, and here we are, young moms, and my best friend is terrified that she's not going to make it, right? It was horrible. And that by far changed the way I look at life. And we are so, so blessed to have been able to celebrate a 10 years of her being cancer free on Saturday. So that was huge, huge win for us, for our family, for our friends. Like, not everybody makes it to that day. And it really like breaks my heart because it's hard, for the families that are going through that. But for us to be able to make it, it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I've never heard this before, this cancerversary. I've never heard that before, that term in my life, but I saw Brandy like literally clapping. She knows firsthand what that's like. And so I appreciate you sharing love and light and positive energy to her family, and everything that will be created in their life. It's just an amazing testimony. So I appreciate you sharing. Let's go, H-Bomb. What do you got for us?
Hi, okay. Sorry, I was sending a reaction and I got distracted to the cancerversary. So just super happy for your friend. That's an amazing that she made it through that. So yes, I closed my first deal with Team Fast today. So yay. And be closing another one at the end of the month, and obviously professional win, but all these people that I've been nurturing all year finally popping up like little prairie dogs. So that's freaking awesome. And I'm excited. So
Should be.
personal, I didn't even get a chance to think about that. I'm excited. I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna go to Costco. I'm gonna meal prep. I'm gonna try to shake off some of these LBSs here that are, so yeah, there's that. Because
You know what? I love this.
I'm going to boot camp every day. It's not doing any good when I'm over here just eating a bunch of crap. So I'm super excited to get some meal prep done and back to my fighting weight, so that's what I got going on.
You know what? I love this. So yesterday, it was Sunday, and I'm here in Arizona for just one day. I'll be back today at 4:15. But I hired a company out in Stockton. I'll share that information with you, H-Bomb. Anybody else that wants it, send me a message and I'll send you this person's info. She made me 12 meals for the week, including breakfast, and I spent $150. I know myself. I know my wife. My wife's not the cooker, all right? Stephanie likes to cook and it relaxes her. My wife's not that person, okay? She just doesn't enjoy it. I don't enjoy cooking. We tried the whole meal prep and we're making, sweet potatoes and we're boiling this and I'm on the grill and we're making couscous and all this stuff. I don't enjoy it. Okay, so I hired a company, $150 a week. And so that's the main thing. We could work out, we could train our asses off, no matter what, boot camp, early mornings, but then we go and eat like shit. And so yesterday, literally, you guys, I packed everything with me, and your boy is not like this. I still got my protein for the afternoon. I got my nuts. I got my electrolytes. I have never been like this in my life, but I'm committed to this. I'm committed to it. So H-Bomb, I'm so glad that you said this and so glad that you're conscious of this. So congratulations to you on the professional as well as on the personal side. Stephanie brought something to mind, this I-10 buyers. So I have clients out here in Arizona that they just work with I-10 buyers. That's been most of their business. And so a lot of the people, she said that they're fearful to come to the office because they think it's going to be a raid. Like this is an honest feeling. Like they're like, we don't want to come to the office because we feel like we're going to get set up. And so it's like, think about that. Like, I know that we have direction, we want to help these people, but there's fears right now. There's fears right now in certain demographics that, like, it is a real, true concern. And I know it is absolutely sad. And so we have talked about this before. The best thing that we can do, Ashley brought this up a couple weeks ago, is help these people form a trust for their family. So in case anything does happen down the road, that asset is protected for now and for years to come. So, just be conscious, be aware, be empathetic of what's going on. It's a really, really dicey time in our nation. And it's a really, really, it's a sad time for a lot of people. So just be conscious of that. Be mindful. Jacob, my brother, you're celebrating something special. Do you want to share? You want to give some details, bro? Because it's out there.
Would you count getting 61 Eagle Ridge in the contract to win? Is that a win?
Well, yeah. We just don't even know what Eagle Ridge was listed at, though, bro. So tell us a little bit more context here.
Yeah, so me, Gary, Eldest have been hosting 61 Eagle Ridge the past 4 months. It was listed at 6.78. We got in contract for 4.325 after about 4 or 5 counters back and forth.
Let's go, Jacob. You guys, tell us the number one more time that you're in contract for the people in the back of the room that may have missed that.
Remember it, guys. It's 4.325. You'll see it.
4.325. And listen, there was probably open houses that you hosted that probably barely any people came through, correct?
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them, but you just kept doing it. You said, somebody's going to come in, somebody's going to be willing to buy this house, despite all the weird, design aesthetics that the buyer or the owner had put into it, despite. And you stayed the course, my man. So I appreciate it. What's one thing that you've learned throughout this, this time working with this buyer?
One thing that I learned, well, I mean, I felt like this buyer in particular is going to make me better for more clients to come, whether they're lower price points or higher price points. But I just feel like it's keeping me more sharp and more like in tune with the game. So I just feel like it's better for me, better for all of us.
Man, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Gary, you threw your hand up. I knew you'd have something to say, my man. What's up? You're muted.
As Jacob said, going up to the, this is my first assignment. Like, I've been up, Jacob has been there 4 months. I've been there about since I got my license, right? May 5th or so. And the way me and Jacob's been attacking it, like at first we were so gung-ho of like, we're going to sell this house. And then we fell into our groove of, no, we're going to find as many people as we can that could afford this house. Now, if they want this house, that's one thing. But what we were able to walk away from, we probably have 6 or 7 clients trying to buy $5 to $20 million houses. We got 3 neighbors that want us to put their house for sale in the next 6 to 8 months, just because of the way we attacked it and the way people seen us, and you know what I mean? And it just goes to show you, when you do things when you think no one's looking, they're watching. They're watching you. They're watching your smile, your energy. They're watching when no one's there, how you act when they pull up. Are you sitting down on your phone? Or are you just like be the moment? They feel it, because guess what? These people that are coming to open houses, it's not their first open house. It's not their first one. They've been to a few. Maybe that day. So you could be stand out. Let's go.
That's right. When you show up to your open house and you're sweeping the front porch, when you're sweeping the driveway, when you're pulling in the trash cans, when you're doing that, when you're waving at the neighbors, when you're picking up maybe some trash that you saw on the street, like, the neighbors are seeing you, they're watching you. And that's your business card if they're going to choose somebody to sell their home in the future. Now, Gary, I want you to get a little bit closer. Gary, he's not going to say that he's from the Bay Area, but there may be signs. Let's get a little bit closer with your hat. Oh, we missed it. Sorry, go back just a little bit. There it is. There'll be signs. He may not say he's from the Bay Area, but there will definitely be signs. Appreciate you, Gary. Let's go, Chris B. What do you got for him? Congratulations to Otis, to Gary, as well as to Jacob. Well done, gentlemen. I appreciate the hustle. Let's go, Chris.
Just about open houses, it's just like, a lot of times agents don't want to do them, And I had listed 1.5 million first weekend on the market. Me and Sophia held it open 2 days in a row, and man, it was a great turnout. The first day there was like eight eight buyer groups. Second day was 10 buyer groups. We picked up one seller and two buyers. We did the search right there. Sophia was there ready, and we're just tag teaming people. And it is the energy you put out, because literally, like, a lot of people come to these open houses and they're not represented, and they just want to connect with somebody. They'll be standoffish, but once you connect with them and you just spit your game, they're gonna by the end of the tour, they're talking to you, they're picking your brain. Next thing you know, you're getting their information. So anybody that open houses the way, like, I'm a big advocate for holding open houses as much as possible.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, you guys. I want to share this sentiment with you, and maybe you can, go to the drawing board and answer this question and come up with your dialogue, because this is important. How do you create urgency in a non-urgent market? And I want you to think about this. How do you create urgency in a non-urgent market? We know in some parts of the Bay Area, Central Valley, as well as Sacramento, clients are taking a little bit longer. The buyers are taking a little bit longer. Why? Because they have more to look at. They have more inventory. Well, that's not always going to be the case. So how do we create urgency in a non-urgent market? I think what Jacob did and what Gary and Otis did, I think that's a really, really clear example. Even though there weren't tons of people coming to this open house, they served that open house with the sense of urgency to what? To find the buyers that they knew that they wanted to work with. And so they opened that house, even if there's just one person coming in, they had a sense of urgency to find that $4 million to $6 million buyer, and it worked out for them. And so you guys have to think about it, not only in the sake of your open houses, but in your dialogue. How are we creating urgency in a non-urgent market for the consumer to know that this is your opportunity, but this window will close in the coming months? I promise you, it's not going to stay a buyer's market for more than a year. This market will close, and it'll get tighter, and it will get tighter, it will get tighter. That is just the normal flow of our business. And so, Chris, appreciate you sharing. Your new property in Lockford is absolutely beautiful. That property is pristine. It is beautiful. And man, I absolutely love that. That's the one with the grand entryway, right? It's white and black.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice property. And like, people
That,
came in that can't even afford the house, but they're telling me, "Oh, we're from the Bay Area, I'm from Concord, and I'm actually looking at $500,000-600,000 range." And I'm getting their information. I'm gonna take care of them. They're like wanting to go to Elk Grove. I had two people that's from Stockton, one from Lodi,
yeah,
coming over, and they want to. And I got one from that has a house right by our office on March Lane, and he's like, it's a 2018 solar home that's that they want to sell, and they want to buy another property. So we made these great connections. One open house probably could make me so feel like 50 grand in commissions. It's one weekend open houses. It's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy. So
I
like,
love this.
hold those open houses open, because right now is go time. The people that are really like keen to how the economy works, they're taking action right now. Like, just make it happen.
That's right. Look at Jacob in the chat. Um, Jacob, I don't know if it's within your price range, but he'll give you the details. Let's go, Mary. What do we got for a?
Hi, good morning. Thank you, Chris. I'm just going to piggyback off your comments and also how you feel about open houses. I love them myself. I've been very successful with picking up new buyers and even just, neighbors. I would like to say that I'm the hostess with the mostest, because I have like my snack bar and everything set up. And that's when you are able to kind of strike a conversation with, potential clients. I like to ask questions, as far as like, how did they hear about my open house? Are you familiar with the area? How long have you been looking? These are just, conversation starters. And then when they're able to, I guess, warm up to you, that's when it happens. The magic happens. It's just that instant connection. And all of a sudden we're exchanging numbers, setting up consultation. It's just the best form of meeting, real potential buyers in person. And it has a lot to do with your interaction and obviously like energy. So I love hosting open houses. Um, I have a listing in the Fruitvale neighborhood, and I'm expecting two offers. One is a walk-in, and they bought their agent back yesterday, and the other one was just a brother that was looking for an investment property and he wanted me to write. So yeah, host as many open houses that you can possibly every weekend, brokerage tour, weekday, twilight tour. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I love this. And listen, there's nothing saying that you have to keep your open houses to Saturday and Sunday. If the house is vacant, if it's ready to go, if it's staged, that could be your office. Like if you don't have anything going on, then host an open house during the week and just work there. And if you get one person that comes in, cool. Right? Go there, get some admin work done. That's your office. Say hi to the neighbors, bring in the trash can, sweep the front porch, just be present in the moment. Seriously. So Mary, I appreciate that. Really, really good stuff. I'm going to shift gears in the conversation right now, and I'm going to go here. So I'm going to pull something up. I gave this some thought, but before I go here, I was watching Shark Tank last night, and I'm obsessed with Shark Tank. I don't watch too much TV, but I do like watching Shark Tank. And the guy, I forgot what the product was, but it's really not the point. When he got his offer, he got two offers, and they were going, oh, I'll do it for 20%. Well, I'll do it for 17.5. I'll do it for 15. I'll do it for 12 and a half. And they got him all the way down to 10%. And as soon as he said, I'll take that deal, Damon, he took that deal, and the guy started crying, just breaking down. And they gave him a moment, and he held his head up. He's like, my mom just passed. He's like, my mom just passed. And he's like, I've had no other choice. Every part of me wanted to stop. Every part of me wanted to slow down. He's like, but I had no other choice but to keep on moving forward despite what was happening in my life. And it's like, now I'm here on Shark Tank and I'm getting this offer for somebody to partner with me in my business. And he's like, man, my mom would be so proud. But he's like, I didn't allow that to stop me. So when we think about this, I want you guys to think about the resilience that each of you are displaying. Each of you have been through shit in your life, and each of you are going through something in your life. And if you're not going through something, you're going to go through something. That is just the natural progression of this beautiful thing that we call life. But that's when we get better anyways, right? You see, we can choose to sit idle. We can choose to wallow in all of our emotion, and we could choose to have pity for ourselves. That is an active choice. Or you can say that I will have the resilience to get better anyways. You see, I'm not going to let my emotional state keep me from my forward progress, and nor should you. Not letting your emotional state keep you from forward progress, right? We all remember what it's like when we were 16, 17, 18, 19, when we're going through heartbreak, when we see our kids having their first heartbreak and all they want to do is just lay in bed. I get that. We've all been through that. But now we are adults. Now we are responsible for our own emotional state. So despite what you're going through, we're not letting our emotional state keep us from forward progress. Is someone going to pass in your life? Yeah. Is there something going to happen in your life? Absolutely. My grandma just passed a week and a half ago. Right? No matter what, my mom has to keep moving forward. My mom has to prep for her surgery this week. My mom has to do all these things that she doesn't want to do, but she knows that she has to be resilient enough to take one step forward. And the same applies to you. A lot of us battle depression, but we get better anyways. We find the way to get help, to talk to people, to bring ourselves out of it, to get clarity, to get truth, to get the support, to get the community, to get the right people around us. We get better anyways. You see, a lot of us are going to have that drama, that loss, that pain. But what do is we get better anyways. You guys are going to have rejection. You guys are going to have fear. But what we do is we get better anyways. You see, there's always a reason for you guys to step forward. We always have an option. We are going to get better anyways. That's an active choice. No matter what happens to you, in the face of adversity, we find ourselves. And a lot of times we have to lose some of ourselves in order to find ourselves. And that's okay if that's part of your growth. But no matter what, we face the fear, we get better anyways. We face the rejection, we get better anyways. We face the people slamming the fucking door in our face, and we get better anyways. I'm not going to allow some person on one day of me going out door knocking, they slammed the door in my face and I said, oh, I'm not going to do that again. No, I get better anyways. Oh, people just hung up on me on the phone. Well, then how are you going to get better? How are you going to keep moving forward despite? You see, no matter what we're doing in this business, we get better anyways. Is the market hard? Yes, we get better anyways. Are interest rates going up? Are interest rates going down? Yes, we get better anyways. Right? Is it hard to exercise? Is it hard to work out? Is it hard to eat healthy? Yes, but I'm going to get better anyways. You see, that's the sentiment and that's the thoughts that I want to share with you guys this morning, because no matter what, you have to look at your life and look at your business right now and say, I get better anyways. No matter what storm is happening outside, I get better anyways. And I feel this message, and I hope that you feel this message, because it's important that all these things that are happening in our lives and all the things that will happen, no matter what, we take one step forward and we tell ourselves that no matter what, I get better anyways. Does that make sense, you guys? Please share your thoughts, sentiment, thoughts on that vein. I would love to hear from you guys. We get better anyways, despite. Let's go, Chris B. What do you got for us?
Yeah, like emotional intelligence is big, like we're all emotional creatures based on what we've been through in the past. And controlling your emotion, you don't want to be that type of person that people avoid because they're like, damn, they're just a moody type person, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're going through, you don't want to project that negative energy to other people and out in public, so whenever like I find myself like feeling like emotional or like feeling some sort of way where I feel like my energy is bad, I just tell myself, I made this acronym for emotion, early mental obstacles that impedes our navigation. So whenever I start feeling emotional, I'm like, that's an early mental obstacle that impedes my navigation. So take the emotion out of it because it's going to fuck it where I want to go. So that's just what I tell myself. Emotion's an early mental obstacle that impedes my navigation, impedes our navigation. So I don't want to mess up my goals and where I want to go. So once I feel emotional, I cross it out. I stick to the program, put that smile on, and just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And handle it the way you want to handle it. But don't bring down other people because that's going to hurt your money.
Yeah, Chris, you know what? Being able to move forward despite our emotional state, right? Despite. Like, there's so many things that I'm thinking about this week right now with my mom. I'm like, of course I'm fearful of my mom going, they have to block her blood from her head and then her main artery in her leg. Like, that's a scary fucking thing, right? That's a scary, scary thing. There's all kinds of things that if I wasn't strong would force me to stop. But that's not an option because it's not about how I feel. It's about keeping the momentum and moving forward despite my emotional state. Christina, I'm glad that you threw your hand up. Chris, always brilliant as always, my man. Let's go, Christina.
Hey guys, one thing I always tell myself, and it really helps, is I give myself a day. If something upsets me, whether it be a client ghosts you, whatever it may be, a deal has to cancel, that's out of your control. I give myself a day and then I'm like, all right, like that's it. The next morning, it's like, I can't keep sitting on that. I can't keep harping on it because it's so true that we can just replay everything over and over. And then, even, oh, sorry, my phone. Even, let's say in this real estate mortgage, we close deals and then it's all of a sudden like, well, where's that next one coming? And even myself, like I've been doing this for so long, but it's always like, all right, had a great month, but when's the next deal gonna come? And I'll sit there in this cycle in my head. And sometimes I have to stop myself and it's like, it's gonna come. You're doing everything, I'll sit there and be like, did you do your follow-ups? Yes. Did you go through, all the tasks? Yes. I went through my calendar. Yes. All right. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, Christina. So the deal is going to come, but it's so hard not to. And also one thing I always tell myself is what's meant for me will be for me. And I'll just and then you just have to move on. So that's one thing, definitely, because it's such an emotional roller coaster. I mean, Jacob, Otis, Gary, you guys doing that open house, I was like, man, would I have done that for 4 months? It's almost like, because you could easily be like, tapped out, done. This isn't working, but you guys didn't stop. So major props to you guys.
Yeah, I totally agree with this and appreciate you sharing. You got to ask yourself, when you're in these times of emotional trauma, stress, drama in your life, do you freeze? Because that is what you have programmed yourself to do. Do you freeze? and you sit there and you don't do anything and you fester and you wallow and you have pity? Do you freeze? Or do you say, you know what, I'm going to move forward despite? I'm going to move forward despite. You know, that is a learned skill. That is a learned skill. And if you're not conscious about it, then what will happen is like, okay, I'm just going to sit here with my bowl of ice cream and I'm not going to do anything for 5 days. I'm not going to do anything for two weeks. I'm not going to do anything for a month. And it's not serving you. It's not serving your family. It's not serving your production. It's not serving your life and your health, all those things. So you have to ask yourself, when I am in these trying emotional states, am I freezing or am I still finding a way to have the resilience to move forward despite? Still have the resilience to move forward despite. So you guys, I'm really glad that we're having this conversation because I think it's really, really important because all of you are going to go through something. All of you are going through things right now. And that's just life. We're always going to go through shit, right? I'm going through it myself. And so it's important that we have the resilience to keep moving forward despite. So let's go to the board, you guys. It is Monday, and I always believe that Monday represents the ability for us to move the needle in our business. When you look back at last week, you are either proud of your accomplishments, all the things that you were able to do to move your business forward. And listen, come to coaching, come to trainings, and do all the things. That's important. But don't overtrain and don't overcoach. What I mean by that is that if you are not applying the things that you were learning at a rapid pace, then you should probably just pause for a quick second. You see, coaching and education is one part of it. But now you have to say, how much of the coaching and the education am I applying in my business? Do I know how many conversations I had last week? Can I look on my social media and see how many videos I dropped? Can I go into my CRM, see how many calls that I made this last week? Can I track how many people came to my open houses? Now you have data. You see, the last thing I want for everybody is to coach too much and train too much. You guys don't need to be overeducated. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we are taking the massive, consistent action despite, right? No matter what. That's what's going to move the needle in your business. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the board. And the going to the board exercise is something we do every single Monday. Piece of paper, a square in the middle of your paper. And in the middle of that paper, in the middle of that box, only your numbers fit. How many conversations I'm going to have this week? Well, I don't know my conversations. Well, wait a minute. You have a goal from now until, let's say, September 30th. And let's say that's selling 10 homes, 5 homes, 3 homes. Well, then you take that number, times it by 60. It will tell you the amount of conversations that you need to have. So every single day, you should be able to take your big number for the quarter and then divide it by the month, divide it by the week, divide it by the day to tell you what you should be doing every single day. So when you go to the board and you write down your little square, that square should reflect what you're committed to accomplishing this week that coincides with the goal that you've set yourself for the quarter. And so you need to be clear when you go to the board. I'm creating 5 videos this week. I am doing 2 open houses. I am knocking 50 to 100 doors. I am clearing out every single task in my database. And all that fits in that square is your numbers. Tanisha, nothing else fits in that box. No stories, no bullshit, no excuses, nothing else fits. You want to run a business, then run a business. We're not here as hobbyists. We're not here as generalists. We're not doing this because it's just fun and we're volunteers. No, we're here to drive our family forward. We're here to make a lifestyle for our families. And the only way that we're going to do this is by being very clear on what is actually moving the needle in our business. You guys have been with me for years, some of you. Every single Monday, I say the same thing about moving the needle in your business. Your schedule should already be planned out. You shouldn't be at 10:30 today, 9:30 today, looking at your schedule and starting a plan. No, you already have intention for the week, what you're going to accomplish, when you're going to the office, when you're making phone calls, when you're working on skill development. You're already set for the weekend. You've cleared your schedule. You know you're doing an open house. Like, you guys are clear. Clarity is what is going to set you free in this business. You see, but if you're just going about it another Monday, you don't know, well, I think I'll attend a training. Maybe I'll go to, I don't really know. No, there needs to be like absolutes. I'm doing this from this time. I'm going here. I'm going here. My Thursday will look like this. Now I'm going to the cookout, whatever it is. But you have clarity. The box defines your week. And the only thing that goes in there is your numbers. No bullshit, no excuse, no stories. What is going to move the needle forward in your business? How many of you right now need an escrow? Please raise your hand if you need an escrow. I'll raise 2 hands. We all need escrows. You see, if you need an escrow because you know that you have bills, you know that you have things you have to do, there's a lifestyle that you need to have. I get it. I understand it. Well, then what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it this week? Well, I don't have any business. Do you have shoes? Cool. Then go fucking knock on some doors. You have a voice, you have a phone, then go create some social media content, right? You're in our lead pond. There's thousands of leads out there. There is hundreds of leads that have looked at a home this morning alone, and our communication is greater than 24 hours. You see, I have an aversion towards excuses because if you truly, truly want it, it's there for you. You're going to find it. You're going to host a fucking open house for 4 months. 2 people, 3 people, 1 person, no people. Someone's going to come, nobody comes. But then it pops off to be a $4 million deal. You see, they found a way. So if you want it bad enough, it's going to show up in your activity. You're either going to get off this call and say, I got a plan, I got to focus, I got intentionality for the week, or you're just going to close that notebook that you've been keeping and be like, God, what Chris said was great. And then do fucking nothing about it. You see, it's Monday. Mondays excite me. They excite me because this is your opportunity to say, what's going to move the needle in my business this week? And I'm conscious of it. And I'm going to do everything in my power because people are relying on me. And remember, who is impacted by the result of your success? Who? I get to buy my mom a house in a couple months. And we're coming into an inheritance. We get to buy her a house, buying 2 houses, actually. My mom's like, I never thought I'd be able to do this. And I'm like, Mom, even if you didn't come into this inheritance, we were going to do this anyways. And like to see her have like so much promise for tomorrow and to be able to take this inheritance and make sure that it grows for Silas and for our grandbabies, it like means the world. It means the world for me to be able to do this with my mom, for my mom, to put all these properties in our trust. And I look at it, it's like, I'm able to do the things with her, for her, alongside her as a result of my success. So you guys, Monday isn't just another day. Monday is the start of something great for you. It's your week to say, you know what, what's going to move my needle this week? So you guys, I'm going to go around the room, get a couple key takeaways from some people. I got a boxer on, Sabrina. She'll fuck you up if you cross-eye her in any type of way. So Sabrina, give me one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. Your boy's fired up on this Monday. Let's roll, Sabrina. What do you got for us? She can find your job, but she might not be able to find that mute button. She knows where the button is on your chin, but she can't find that mute button. All right, we'll come back to her. Kia, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together. Brandy, you're up next.
I think the biggest thing was when we talked about how we go through things, right? And I just want to share with the group, like, yeah, we all go through it. What I do, and it may not work for you, is I sit in my raw emotions, but then I keep it moving. I come up with solutions. Can't sit in it for too long. Got to come up with solutions after that. So just want to share that with everyone. I think that's the biggest thing that I got from today.
I love it. I love it. There's a reason why this program is called Keep It Moving. So I appreciate you. Let's go, Brandy. What do you got for us? Baby boy's birthday's coming up soon. Happy birthday to the little ones. Brandy, what do you got? Key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's roll, big dog.
I love today. Mondays are such a great day to just plan the rest of your week, get it started. I love hearing Jacob's story and all that, and working open houses. I think the best result that I've had from my actions was working. I think I did 5 open houses in 1 week during my first intensity. Oh, You want to say hi? Hi.
Hi, Bubba.
So it just, I don't know, there's so much that I'm getting from that. And plan your office hours, just work. Don't let nothing stop you. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it.
Yeah, I love this. I had a coaching session with Cortez on Friday, and man, you should have seen this calendar that he created for himself. And, it was already planned. So going into the week, he knew exactly how he was going to spend his time, effort, and energy. And so you guys are business owners. You don't just have a real estate license. You're business owners, treated as such. Brandy, I appreciate that. Let's go over to Aaron. Chris, I am curious how many miles you were able to accomplish on the bike.
You know what? I wasn't keeping track. I was doing the good old fashioned Pomodoro, 25 minutes on the bike while I'm doing keep it moving coaching. And so I didn't even look at how many miles it was. I was just keeping it moving.
That's
And yeah,
right.
that was a big focal point. No matter what, I just keep getting better. And it's funny because when I was younger, I definitely couldn't see it. As an adult now, and as time has passed, and you can reflect on all the heartbreak or drama that you had experienced in your life. At the moment, you can reflect how, oh man, at the moment, I thought my world was spinning, I was out of control, but I'm better. I've pushed through, and so now anytime something pops up, that's exactly the sentiment. Like, this is gonna pass, and I'm gonna think about it like a distant memory before you know it. So that was definitely something that resonated. And then those open houses, connecting, being in the moment. Like Chris said, we can even go to those open houses and just be like, this is a drag. So big props to Otis and Gary and them and Jacob for really showing, leading by example, that you just power through it, keep going. Because I mean, I've been there where it's like nobody shows up at an open house. You're like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that one next week. But they're a testament that, you know what, keep doing it until that house sells, and you might have a few clients. So it was a great call today. Definitely got me out of my funk that I've been in the last week or so. And so I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you, and I love the collaboration that's happening in the chat right now. H-Bomb to do Chris's open house at his baller, beautiful Lockford mansion. So you guys, it is Monday. I want to give you guys some book recommendations. I just ordered these books here, and would highly recommend that you guys get it. Would love to be on the same page. Forget about the first one. This is The Coaching Habit, but there's a book called George Lucas, and I think that this book is going to be really powerful. It talks about details. It talks about really, the marketing end of Star Wars. I think it's going to be a powerful book. How to work with complicated people, strategies for effective collaboration with nearly anyone. And I think this is important for you guys because of all the difficult listing agents that we deal with out there. I know they can be tough, but it's just ways to have the proper communication. And then Main Street Millionaire, how to make extraordinarily wealth by ordinary businesses. I think that these are all powerful reads. And so as I come across books, I'll make sure to make those recommendations to you guys because I want to make sure that you guys are in the flow. A couple things that are happening this week. Obviously, we have our cookout and then we have our in-person training tomorrow. If you're a guest on this line, feel free to stop by our Oakland office tomorrow. If you need the details, let me know. But we're going to talk all about negotiations. We're going to talk about strategies for the best negotiations. So I want to make sure that you guys are in the room. And then last but not least, one more final announcement. If you guys haven't seen this, we are live and ready to go with the next Intensity. Now, do not sign up for Intensity if you don't have guts. Okay? Just be honest with you, which I believe you all do. So that's rhetorical. Because Intensity is designed to push you past your limits. It's designed to make you stretch further than you thought that you were capable of. It is designed to make sure that we get in your face, get in your heart, and get into your mind. This program will elevate you on every single level of life, business, health, and relationships. And that is not a theory. That has been market tested over and over and over again. So if you feel that you have what it takes, you feel that you need that extra push to give you that momentum to our fall season, sign up. If you're a guest on the line, then there is a fee. If you are a Team Fast agent, then there is no fee for you guys. So listen, it is Monday. I'm going to go out here and do my thing. I have a 4-hour workshop, then I'm back on a plane, and I'll see you guys at home tomorrow. But if you need anything at all, I'm always here for you guys. If you don't have anything planned at 10 o'clock, get into the Fast Forward Movement Mastermind call. Powerful, powerful group of people from all throughout the nation. If you guys need any help getting in the room, let me know. But as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that truly matters. Peace, everybody.